Welcome back, and last time we put the new radio and the Willwood proportioning valve in this big green one, and this is going to be the last video on this car for a little while because we're just doing all the finishing touches to make this thing back into my daily. That begins with these window switches and trim that I've been collecting like infinity stones from the junkyard over the last couple months, and since they are from the junkyard, I would like to clean the hepatitis off of them and put a new coat of paint before they go inside my car, and I'll do that with the same vinyl and fabric spray that I used on the radio bezel, and it's looking sexy as always, and off camera I did the same thing to the back window trim. Now I get to snap them all in, and with one fell swoop I get to delete all of the wood grain out of the car. And with that out of the way, the real thing I'm doing today is a fluid change, because this baby is in dire need of most of these fluids, and the first one of those is the power steering fluid, which I put Dextron 4 instead of 3 in, and now it does some squeaking, so I'm gonna have to flush that, as well as the coolant that was rust colored, and also the oil that I drove halfway across the country with, plus a couple months of me going to work. But as you can see, I'm poorly following a YouTube video on how to get as much of the old power steering fluid out as I can before I fill up the new one. I made a big mess, of course, and then I hooked up the line so I could try it one more time, and with my final try I did an even more god-awful job pouring it. Then I just had to clean up all my shit, bleed the whole system, and now it's ready for me to crawl onto the hot asphalt and do the oil. Ayo, I don't know if it's supposed to be splitting streams like that. And I'll tell you what, after doing this oil change, I'm low-key switching sides, because that Nissan was the easiest oil change I've ever done, and just look at where this fucking oil filter is. When I'm taking this filter off, the chances of me not making a mess of old hot car piss on my face are literally zero. But lastly, now it's time for the coolant, and it's very important when draining your coolant not to drain it directly into the street because it's super bad for the environment. Once you've properly disposed of it, you can clean yourself off and wash away all the evidence. And now I'm cleaning out the whole system with hose water, running it through a couple times, and once I drain all that, it's time to fill it with this broadly labeled Asian coolant.
That's gotta be racist. There's no way.
After bleeding out all of the air bubbles, I know it kinda looks like I have a blown head gasket here, but I promise I don't. But that's all for today, and maybe now that I stop neglecting this car, it won't hate me anymore.